Hey, I'm PH and welcome to Good Bible Knowledge with PhD. In this set of videos, I want to answer common questions about the Bible in a fun and creative way, and I hope these videos will be helpful for your own spiritual journey in Jesus. Let's get started. What is the meaning of Psalm 23? Psalm 23 is one of the most familiar psalms in the Bible, and it begins like this. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, and he leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23 was written by King David as a personal expression of his confidence in God. It begins, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." David himself was a shepherd before he became king of Israel, and he uses his experiences as a picture of God's loving care for his people. The statement, "I shall not want," affirms that those who trust in the Lord will lack nothing, as God will graciously supply every need. Verse 2 and 3 says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul and leads me in paths of righteousness." A good shepherd leads his sheep to green pastures and quiet streams, providing food and drink in the desert. This is a picture of the abundant life and the spiritual restoration that we have in God. Paths of righteousness speak of how God will continue to guide his people along a path that leads to an abundant life. The psalm goes on to say, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." The road to abundant life will at times lead through treacherous paths, and David speaks of the valley of the shadow of death, the deepest shadows, emphasizing the potential threats facing the children of God. In these moments, David assures the reader, we will fear no evil, because God is with us and will protect us from harm. In verses 5 through 6, he says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." In these final verses, David shifts to a new image of a weary sojourner finding refuge in the house of God. This is the final destination of the faithful after a long journey of trials and struggles. The faithful will arrive in the house of God, welcomed as honored guests to dine at the table with God himself. David notes that this communion occurs in the presence of mine enemies, meaning even in the midst of threat and danger, God's people rest secure together with the Lord. In God's house, our cup of blessing will overflow as we will experience the goodness and mercy of God all the days of our lives. Psalm 23 ultimately pictures the coming of Jesus, the Good Shepherd. In Isaiah 40:11, the prophet Isaiah prophesied the coming of Jesus, saying, "Behold, the Lord is coming with great power, and he will care for his people like a shepherd cares for his flock." In the Gospel of John, Jesus says a hired hand is not like the shepherd because he flees at the first sign of danger and doesn't care for the sheep. "I am the good shepherd, and I lay down my life for my sheep." Jesus, the Good Shepherd, came to earth to give his life on the cross for the sake of his sheep. 3 days later, he rose from the dead and promises that anyone who puts their faith in him will find salvation. It is a promise that at the end of life's journey here on earth, there is a home in heaven where those who put their trust in Jesus will dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of their lives. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge. We'll see you next time.